In my two previous videos, I've shown how to build your mood board and set a guideline, then how to choose fabrics and materials that's best for your guideline. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find out the volumes, the silhouettes that best illustrate your guideline and fit well with your materials, fabrics and materials. Then you'll have to imagine several garments, drawing simple sketches. As usual, I'm going to show you now how I'm drawing my sketches so that you get a better idea of this fashion design step. Since I decided to add decoration to the clothes of my collection, I will also show you how I make trials to find out the best method of application. Now I will start with simple sketches of some clothes to make my tiny collection. I already thought about before to set my mind on these clothes that I want to include and also their number. I finally decided to include in my collection a midi dress, then a midi skirt with a rather short top that will end at the waist, I will also add a pair of pants along with a slightly longer top, a bit like a tunic. And finally, a coat that will complete this tiny collection. As you can see, I planned to create in all 4 silhouettes that will lead to 6 clothes, but for a fashion collection, you make an account of the silhouettes. I start with a dress. According to my guideline and the fabric I chose, I want to bring some drape at the waist, and I think a wrap dress can be interesting. Here are the drape at the waist and the wrap dress. I also want the sleeves to be flared at the bottom to give a stronger identity to this collection. I will work with my applications on the hems of the dress and the sleeves. Here is the sketch of the initial idea of the dress. In the same way, the skirt and its top will illustrate the same guideline. The top will be collarless with a very simple neckline and flared sleeves at the bottom. The fit will be slightly curved on each side, and this top ends just below the waist to clear the skirt below. The skirt will also be simple and embellished with applications. The outfit will be elegant, a little dressy, but not too formal. Here is the sketch of the short top and the skirt that makes my silhouette number 2. For my third silhouette, I wish a similar top, but a little longer and a little more curved on each side. The pants will be flared down to give a 70s touch, which is becoming ever more trendy. The same sleeves with flared bottom, and applications will decorate the tunic and the bottom of the pants on the sides, but without ostentation. These applications will add weight to the fabric so it will move with the body more aesthetically. My fourth cloth is a kind of coat. I don't want a long coat, but I prefer a poncho-like kind of coat that will show the sleeves of the tops underneath. A coat with long sleeves would not be compatible with my flared sleeves. This poncho will have a straight collar, well clear of the neck, kind of sleeves that end at the elbows, and a front closer with large button whose decorations will recall the application of the other clothes. I could also study some kind of draped scarf around the neck, but I don't know yet if I will keep this detail. Here is my tiny collection about Indian summer with applications of gilt cords and multicolored glass beads. I must now find out the best technique for applying my cords to my fabric. This cord is rather large and I have to apply it on my fabric, which is fluid. From my experience, I know that I should add a stabilizer on the wrong side of the fabric to prevent the fabric from wrinkling. So I chose an embroidery stabilizer light enough, not extensible, untearable and resistant to a gentle wash. This stabilizer will not shrink or dissolve in the water. It's very important to think about all these details before producing the garment. Here I want to find a quick and easy way to apply this cord, which is quite a large one. I will use my sewing machine with a tiny zigzag stitch and a matching colored thread. Among the press fit I have, I get a special press foot for quilting, which is compatible with a zigzag stitch and is made of clear plastic, which allows me to look at the cord below. The large diameter of the cord is large enough to avoid me to use classic ribbon foot. I will do several tests to find out the best tension of the thread, the best width of the stitches, and how to apply to the fabric to get at the result that I want. I want to avoid any technical problem afterwards. If I realize that something is wrong, for example like there, my thread tension is not suitable, and I repeat my test. I must make sure that the method I decide allows me to apply the embellishment quite easily without unnecessary headaches. The cords should be easy to apply, the stitches should be almost invisible, the stabilizer should keep the fabric flat, and there shouldn't be any creases around the embellishment itself. For the moment, I'm not trying to draw my definite application pattern. I'm just trying to find the right method to apply these cords quickly and without nervous breakdown. My current test is positive because the application goes well without any technical problem, and I'm rather happy with it. I carefully take note of all my settings, though I think I will decrease the tension of the thread to avoid the slight ruffles that I still can see. Here is the result of this test, and you can see there are still some slight ruffles, very light. I now have to test the addition of beads to verify the result. The beads are big and must be sewed by hand. I sew 2 beads to see what effect these beads give. For this fashion collection, I still have to find out the pattern of these applications, how I will use the second ivory and gold cord, and how I'm going to set the beads. There is still a lot of work, but the technical method is now well set, and I'm happy with. Here are the sketches I've selected for my tiny collection. I've also found out the application process of the decorations that I wish to have. In my next video, we will draw together a small fashion collection on silhouettes and add colors. If you want to attend my free fashion design course, please go to Anya Camau Academy. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and comment. See you soon!